Hello. All right. So in this video, we are going to talk about all things content. And I know a lot of people don't like to do this or talk about it, but it has to be done, especially as you start out, because you start to build this skill of sitting down, planning out content, and posting it. So there is going to be a learning curve when you start, and it's just a habit that you're going to build, and trust me, it's going to pay in the long run. So if you haven't watched the last 5 episodes, go check them out right now. So this is episode 6 of the 7-day series on how to launch your online business as a service provider. So one of the things that I knew that I needed to talk about was content creation. And depending on the type of business that you are deciding to create, it's going to look different for everyone. It's not going to be the same, right? You have your own specialty, you have your own skills, you have your own service that you're going to offer, and just the way you are going to deliver this service. And you have your own, niche and ideal clients. So I'm just going to run down this list of things that I go over with my students as well. Some of the things that we talk about, and then I'm going to show you what my content pillars currently look like. So steps to creating content that hopefully the overall goal is to attract your ideal audience, or some people call it your ideal client, which is fine. So first things first, if you watched the past videos, you know that you have to find out who you want to work with, whether it's a industry or a specific niche, a specific type of business or business owner that you want to work with, but you have to know who this person is. There are some people who call them avatars as well. And to me, it's just your ideal client. So after you find out and really hone in on who this business owner is, then you are going to niche down. And I know at the beginning, you probably want to help everyone and anyone just to get that first client. And I get it, which is fine. But if you're able to stick to a specific niche, that's even more helpful. So what is a niche? I talked a little bit about this earlier, but it's basically what you want to be known for, your passion or what you're skilled at. Maybe you learn how to create automations or how to create funnels, and you want to be known for that. So that's what this is. And then being the subject matter expert in this specific field, or knowing this program or software inside out, and people are just going to know that, hey, you're the go high level person, or hey, you are the email marketing person, or whatever that is. And then knowing again your target audience, who this person is, and the type of audience you are trying to attract, because the overall goal is to get your audience to convert into clients. And then knowing the desired outcome, right? What your end results are that you are providing for your ideal client. And then also, what do they need to know? So what is something that you are going to be teaching them or showing them that they might not be aware of, that is going to help them hire you? Hopefully that makes sense. Sometimes business owners are not aware that they have a situation or a problem unless they probably, they come across something and they're like, oh my gosh, this is me. I am struggling with this. I didn't know it was, this that I needed help with. So knowing what their struggles are, their pain points, and what's holding them back to get to the next level. And then it's deciding on what your content pillars are going to be. And this is going to be, again, different for everyone. So content pillars are basically the different types of topics that you're going to talk about in your content. There's no number of topics that you need to have. I like to stick to between like 3 and 6. But if you want to, have less than that, talk about one thing, that's fine. If you want more, that's fine. That's up to you. And then creating a plan for your content with categories. So categories are educational, posts, inspirational, personal, lifestyle, building connection and trust, and also I would just say sales. Whenever you're promoting sales and promoting your services. So these are your categories. And then build a schedule that works for you. Again, do what works for you, because there's people who say you have to post every day, multiple times a day, depending on the platform. Some people say you only post, a couple times a week, and you have to be on stories all day. It just depends the platform that you're using and your overall goal, what you're trying to achieve, and also your schedule, because everyone's schedule looks completely different. I try to stick to at least 3 a week. Sometimes I don't get to it. It's fine. But I try to be on Instagram stories and post my weekly YouTube videos. So that's just my schedule. So some of the books that I would recommend you to read when you're starting to write out content. And the first one that I actually listened to, it was Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vee. That one was very helpful. He talks a lot about like influencers, but it's a really good book. And then Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And this is more of just you getting clients and the reason behind this right here, right? There has to be a reason why. And then we're going to dive into writing out a post. And this is what I recommend. I don't always do this. Sometimes I just post instantaneously, inspirationally, in the moment, and I don't do these 4 steps. So you definitely need to have, or should have, some sort of like headline, which is capturing your audience attention. And this could be just like a short sentence or a couple words. Then having a hook. So this hook locks them in for them to continue reading. And then you dive into the body where you give value. And then lastly is your call to action, what you want them to do next. So this is, again, I don't want to make it super complicated, because I know there's so many things out there when you Google or search for how to create content. And this is just what's worked for me. Again, I like to keep it super simple. If it does the job, and it works for me, that's all I need. So I'm going to show you my content pillars, and I use Whimsical. It's one of my favorite tools to draw out things, whether it's like a workflow. But this is what I use for everything. So Whimsical, and I created my content pillars. So I have 6 of them. And within each content pillar, which is these right here, I have what I call like subtopics. So, for example, with business growth, I talk about strategy, KPIs, delegating, having a lean business model, efficiency, team performance, marketing. For business systems, I dive into automations, talking about, CRM, SOPs, list buildings, team software. For the operator DOO role, some of the things that I, do whenever working with clients, a little bit of HR, finances, project management, strategic mapping, leadership, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to dive into every little thing, but I think this is so helpful because you can see the bigger picture. So these are my content pillars and the subtopics. So within each one, and I'll quickly show you, if I was to pick business systems, automations. So if I have that, I can create a educational post on automations. I can also create a inspirational post on automations, and another one that's more personal, something that will help me build connection or trust. And also I might be promoting a service that's includes automation. So this gives you 5 posts that you can create with one subtopic. So that's that's basically it. Again, I didn't want to make this super complicated, and this today I wanted to talk about how to create content for your business as you're starting out. One of the things that I did do when I was starting out was anything that I was learning, whether it was a new strategy or a new program or just anything new that I learned, I would just sit down and write a post. I don't know about you, but I learn more by teaching what I'm learning, so that's helpful for me. That is something that you can probably try out first, and just create a bank. So you can have a running Google document of your posts to start off, and you're just collecting these, and then you can see which ones perform better, reuse them after a month or so, because people forget. It's okay to reuse good, valuable content. So that's a tip that I would probably start off with. So let me know if this was helpful. So we talked about creating content to attract your ideal audience. And again, don't make it complicated. Super simple process. Just sit down, have your content pillars, maybe a couple subtopics, or just, writing down something that you learned that you want to share with people. And having, a list of call to actions as well. So I hope that this was helpful. Again, you already know, if you have any questions, you can send me a DM on Instagram at Geraldine. And stick around for the last video that will be posted tomorrow. And it's all about working with your clients. Again, if you have any questions, send me a DM, and I will see you guys next time.